One of my favorite types of videos to make are the ones where I only use shiny Pokemon to complete a playthrough team. Though they take a lot of time and effort, I think they're a type of video that really makes my channel what it is today. But if you don't know, a shiny only or badge quest run is, well, you can watch one of my older kind of cringe videos, or you can just catch a shiny for each badge. The latter would probably be easier to sit through though, but the reason why I use the term shiny only is that the fact that I only use them for important battles. I just wanted to kind of clarify that a little bit because you'll kind of see me use a few Pokemon to help kind of hunting. I don't have that much more time for the intro, so if you enjoy, please consider liking and maybe even subscribing, because I'm pretty close to being able to make money on this video and would love to reach eligibility by like the end of June. Also, consider subscribing to my secret channel as well, because I hope to get motivation to post there. But I'm always so grateful for you guys watching, and I hope that you guys enjoy. After creating my character, I decided the best course of action was to stay at my desk for a little. That would kind of be boring, so I decided to get up after a few minutes. I went downstairs, but then was told to go back upstairs to get my bag and the hat that kind of looks like you'd get bullied in school. But then I got to choose my starter Pokemon, and while it's not really that relevant past the first shiny, I chose Quaxley and named him Donald because that's kind of the only nickname you can take with a duck Pokemon. Like, what else could you name it that doesn't sound off? Well, Daisy works, but I had to find out what my first shiny would be. While I would love to use a starter Pokemon home connectivity is not at this time in the video, and I'm not really that patient to hatch Masuda eggs again. So I decided for my early on encounters to use the outbreak method, where when one shows up on the map, you take down like 50 or 60, then your odds are boosted on that outbreak for the rest of the day, or when your Nintendo Switch clock is, well, tampered with. At first, I went after a Mareep outbreak, and even got a non-shiny Diglett to help me, but alas. When the clock struck midnight, the fact that I was too tired to go on after work, I gave up my pursuit of a pretty okay team member. But when I woke up, I was able to find an outbreak of another cool team member, Swablu. This adorable fluffball evolves into a dragon type, so I was completely on board to use it in the early game. So I got to looking, and after only about like an hour or so. Okay, alright guys, look at that. Oh, look at that thing. That probably took me about like an hour or so to get. Well, I'm excited about that. That caught me off guard. Ooh, I'm excited though. That wasn't the Mareep, but this is a pretty cool starter in my opinion. I named this yellow Swablu Q-tip because it reminds me of a used... never mind, that's gross. I decided that my first battle would be against the bug type gym leader, one of the easiest badges to get in the game. On a side note, Katie is also one of my favorite of the new gym leaders as well, for no particular reason. But this was an easy gym to beat because of like the type advantage, but now I got to move on to my next shiny. For this next one, I wanted to find a cool Pokemon for my team, but then I randomly found a Litleo outbreak, so yeah. But to be fair, it has pretty good coverage at this point in the game, and it can help out a lot in future battles, but at the same time it's kind of a bland Pokemon in my opinion, but nevertheless, I decided to hunt it. And after an hour of me doing this, I found a shiny on the same day as the Swablu. Literally only took me like an hour to get. Let's see, what is it, a guy or girl? Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Hey. Oh, it's another girl. After getting this, the most obvious answer for the next gym was to go to the second lowest level one. So like the blandness of Litleo, which I named Nala by the way because like Lion King, but I decided to go for the blandest next option. And I kind of feel bad about picking on Litleo, especially since it did pretty good to defeat Brassius' team at this point. One thing about this team that kind of stands out the most is the amount of new Gen 9 ones that are on this team, or the lack thereof so far. So I had to make the executive decision to softly plan out the rest of my team members. But before that, I always wanted to do this hunt next, mainly because... How many shrimps do you have to eat before you make your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich. If you like that cover, you can find the rest on my second channel, Trey's In, along with the other ones I sang to celebrate my milestones. Hopefully soon if I remember to upload them. But back to the story. First, I wanted to hunt this by eating a flying encounter booster sandwich, then running around. But I'm not a huge fan of full-on shinies. To be honest, I mean, they're cool to find randomly, but they just take forever when just hunting normally. But because of this, I decided to use an encounter power sandwich while hunting in an outbreak, just to kind of diversify the hunt a little. But by far this outbreak was the hardest one to find so far, mainly because it was the first one I kind of had an objective for, but it took me like literally 2 hours to get it to eventually show up. Even with the flying sandwich on, which kind of I think boosts the odds. But for the rest of the day, I spent my time running around eating sandwiches and watching birds fly by. But after taking a break for a few hours, I got back to the hunt and used the better, well, not better odds, but more flamingos to my advantage, and I was able to get a certain shiny.
Okay, I've actually never tried this this method out of shiny hunting before, like before even making this video, like the outbreak method. But like, I got this in like an hour, so like this method is not as broken as like the shiny sandwiches, but like it's pretty good.
Now instead of battling the gym leader immediately, I decided to go on a little sidetrack and defeat a few of the titans. I was kind of getting tired of being restricted for the hunts. Like if I even touched water, I'd just be kind of eviscerated, so by eating a few sandwiches, I got to the point where I could run fast, touch water, and jump high. After doing this, I got to battle Iono, which is apparently a famous streamer. Man, I wish my Wi-Fi was good enough to let me do that. But for now, maybe you could subscribe to my channel. But after beating up her tier 3 subs, I got to battle her. I always loved the fact that she has a Twitch chat going on in the background. That's kind of like one of the most unique things in a Pokemon game, in my opinion though. But unfortunately, my first attempt to beat her was unsuccessful, and I ended up getting absolutely swept by her Miss Magnetus. I just got statused, and then she set up her special attack by using Charge Beam. There was like nothing I could do with my current team, so I got a plan. If she wanted to set up on me, I would set up on her, using her weaker Pokemon Watchful. I just had my Leo use Work Up 4 times, then absolutely swept her team. Sorry, not sorry, you started it first, I don't know. After this, I went to Carafa, sorry, and met the gym leader who was running. I'm given his wallet and told to trek through the desert to give it to him. He's gonna have to wait a little bit because I decided to stay in the desert and get my next team member. So I found an outbreak of this member by eating a sandwich, then got to hunting, old western style. In the arid, well, is that how you use that word? Desert, I wanted to hunt for a tumbleweed, but not just any. I wanted one that doesn't blow away in the wind and is kind of white. I decided to do this hunt with full odds after finding a mass outbreak, which would take me a long time to do, but I figured that since I've been getting all these so fast, it would be cool to mix up the pace a little. But of course, after only 10 minutes of me hunting, I got this thing.
I think I found the shiny. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Once the camera turned off, I realized that this was a fast, full odds shiny, and got excited, and decided to name it something catchy. So after looking up a few synonyms for spooky, I landed on the name Ghostly Grass, which kind of sounds a little cringe in hindsight, but I had to walk like 1,000 steps using the grass in order to get a bigger one. And with this, I beat a few fish and a crab with a big tumbleweed, because, you know, typings, but yeah. But I wasn't done in this area, because my next hunt involves something else that rolls. A beetle, with a ball of what is hopefully dirt, but the one I'm looking for is one that will be rolling in some dough if he sells that pile, because it's a golden one. Late in the evening, about 10 p.m. or so, I set up everything in order to complete this outbreak, but unfortunately, my first day was unsuccessful because of being tired, so I went back to finding another outbreak, setting everything up, and trying again, but this time was in a different spot. I also decided to watch that one movie Chicken Little for some reason, and while doing this hunt, and about after like an hour or so of watching Chicken Little, I found this.
This ball is looking a little bit golden. Oh yeah, also I want to show off this switch I got, but yeah. I wonder if this one's the shiny. Let me just quickly check. First gotta throw down and save. Sorry about my bad camera skills though, but yep, alright. Oh, there we go. Yep. Alright, perfect.
This is a cool beetle, but something I didn't show in the clip is the fact that during this time, I accidentally defeated it. Then when it opened up the game again, it wasn't there. Luckily, I reset again and it showed back up, but I've never had that happen to me before in this game. I caught this golden bug in a luxury ball and named him the Drip Bug. After evolving the Drip Bug by walking 1,000 steps, which by the way took longer than it should have, I have to say, I gained a lot of respect for this Pokemon. I never saw it shiny or it move in battle, but it looks amazing. I also didn't know about it, but it's another Pokemon who gets Revival Blessing, a move that lets you revive a Pokemon during battle. I actually got a chance to use this in the battle against Larry, but I'm kinda getting ahead of myself. But to battle him, you must guess the password, and thanks to Google, and the fact that they don't change the menu each time you challenge him, I could guess to order some lemon top grilled rice balls. They're also charred the same way I like my steak, and after doing this, I was ready to battle Larry, and it was easy to take him down up until a Staraptor, which made me have to use the Revival Blessings move animation for the first time, and it looks pretty cool, but I was able to take it down with my Tumbleweed from before. Next, I had the idea to hunt for a Grafaiai, mostly because monkey. However, I found a Glimmet outbreak on the same day I started my hunt, so I decided if I don't get a shiny Grafaiai on my first night, I switch it up and get a shiny Glimmet, and that's what I ended up doing. I found another one and began hunting, and the encounters were going by really fast, probably like 10 or 20 would show up in the span of 30 seconds, and then I could just run away from it and just come back and they'll all respawn. But like the others, I was able to find this beauty after 1 or 2 hours of watching Parks and Rec, because that show is pretty cool. Alright, I think I might have found a shiny. I'm just not 100% sure, so let me just quickly put down a save and then, like, it looks a lot like it. Let's see. Ooh, okay, I'm glad about that. Yep. Oh, it's a guy. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yep. Okay, I accidentally knocked it out, so let's try that again. Oh, you guys got to see my dog for the first time. Oh, hey Maya. Wait, how? I did not know this thing had explosion. What? Or is it self-destruct? I didn't read it. What? Okay, I'm recording that. Oh. Okay, this is gonna be a long one because I'm trying to get it like in a specific ball. Oh, and also, I heard my microphone back and does not sound the best. So while I mentioned the show Parks and Rec before, I decided to go with another name. One that's a little bad, or should I say, Breaking Bad, because it's blue and toxic, like a certain substance from the show. So I named it Heisenberg, and with Heisenberg, I went to the Montevera gym and battled MC Sledge, better known as Moist Critical Sledge, and battled Rhyme. For this double battle, Heisenberg was a real MVP, being able to set up toxic spikes on both her Pokemon at once. I took down Rhyme and had to pick my next hunt. I really wanted an electric type to be on my team next, and got a Magneton outbreak. But downside, no sandwich, because the ingredients to get one didn't show up until later in the game. So after a whole day of looking, there was no luck. I was planning on doing more hunts after work, but forgot and went to sleep again. So when I woke up, I decided to explore the question mark outbreaks that spawned in the morning, in case I kind of wanted to change my mind. But on the way, I got the following. So I was literally just on my way to get something from, just to go see a random outbreak, because it was a question mark one, and yeah, I found a shiny Go-Goat. I'm not sure if this is going to be my encounter for this one, though. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's pretty cool, though. I don't know why I'm so desensitized to these shinies in this run. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I think I already have a shiny Go-Goat, so I might have to. This might be the one I have to give away for the video. But still, like, it's a 4096 shiny, and I just didn't. All I did was just save and then just pull up my phone immediately and then talk. I'm just surprised. It's pretty cool though. Like I mentioned in the clip, I already have a shiny Go-Goat on my Pokemon game. So because of this, I'll be giving away one to one of you guys. And while nobody asked for any from my previous videos, and I don't think I even gave those away, they're just sitting in Pokemon Home right now, but maybe I'll save all of them for a 1,000 subscriber special. With that aside, I had to decide whether or not I should use this for my badge quest, or find another compadre for the team and lock the Go-Goat away in the vault. But what I decided was, I think heads I'll move on, tails I'll stick around and try and do another one. Also, I haven't been on camera in a little while. Hi guys. Well, doesn't lie. See you guys. Well, the show must go on. It was time to meet and defeat a makeup YouTuber and begin the next, potentially final hunt of this video. To give context, I need to tell you a story. When Scarlet and Violet came out in November, I was randomly exploring around, not knowing what many shinies look like, and out of the blue, I see a white tatsugiri, that one sushi fish. And after finding all 3 forms in the wild before, I just figured, oh, this must be a rarer form of the sushi Pokemon, and ran into it. Little did I know, it technically was a rarer version, but I can't describe how I was feeling about this. But it was like when you see someone already put a token into that one big fish arcade machine, you spin it and get like 1,000 tickets from it. But the reason I bring both this and the big fish spin machine up is because my next hunt, hopefully, is for the counterpart of this fish in Dondozo. But after trying the hunt, it became really tedious since I can't defeat any that are in the ocean with the only Pokemon that can one-shot them. So coincidentally, there's also another Magneton outbreak. Because of this, I decided that it's finally time to get one. Before I left, I made sure to take down the last Titan to be able to climb now, and Arvin's dog can finally stand, so props on it. Going to the Magneton outbreak, there was a blizzard happening every 30 seconds, so I had to grin and bear the inability to see, and keep hunting. But I tried this multiple days. There was a difference of like a month or so between me getting a shiny. Part of that was because of Tears of the Kingdom, but most of that was because of me just having the worst luck. I probably went through like 5 hours of shiny hunting at my best odds, even going in inverted colors for a little. Then decided to go to a different game, one that I feel a little bit guilty about doing, but it's something that ended up being like way cooler than I would have expected.
Alright, guys, you will not believe this. I am just... look, Shiny Alpha. He's gonna join the team for the Scarlet game. Alright, so sadly I cannot use it because it's literally level 78. That's my team that I use for my game, but that's okay. I'm still counting it for the badge quest though. Sorry about that. I don't want to I don't want to upset you guys.
I ended up naming this the last one because I'm relieved of finishing this challenge. Like, it was such a burden for me to keep on having to knock out 60 Magneton just to do it for like 3 sandwiches, give up, repeat for like 5 days in a row. But the last one was about to go up against the last gym leader. This last gym leader was the 2nd best snowboarder, who was soon going to be the 3rd best after seeing my skills on Koraidon. But I battled Grusha, and just like you'd expect with level 78, it completely swept the gym until it didn't and fell asleep. It wouldn't listen to me from then on and was knocked out by an Altaria. But it was pretty cool to see the former Alpha Mark, but that part is like still shocking. I decided to make things a little more fair and interesting by leaving the overpowered last one, despite it having a super great sure force ability. And with every badge, it will listen to me finally, but well, under different circumstances, I would have used it. You know what? Actually, no. I think it's gonna make an appearance during like 1 or 2 more battles now, but I talked myself into it. But now it's time to take on the champion assessment, and I passed the first part with flying colors. Now it's time for me to take on the Elite Four battles, time-lapse style. I was able to beat all of them in a good time, so I got to move on to the next and final challenge, the one that will determine if I'm fit to be a champion. Stakes could never be higher, except they kinda could be. This is a really easy fight to do, and to add insult to injury, I won using, you'll have to see. After like 2 months, I finally became a champion, and my final challenge for this video is to beat the rival who walked me through the gym challenge, and apparently taught me type matchups, Nimona. I know that this run is supposed to be a badge quest, and there's technically 18 badges, but I figured that only getting 8 gym badges will be better, but I wonder what a future upload will be. Thank you so much for watching, and I don't know how to end this video, so pineapple.